It's January 11th at 8:06 a.m. I just got home from work. I go into work at an ungodly hour of the morning, but we get to start filming today, so I'm super flippin' excited. We were supposed to start like a week ago, and we couldn't because of, you'll see in a moment, but let me go ahead and get presentable and we'll get to it. Hey guys, my name's Melissa. You can call me Ma. And I'm so stoked for the beginning of Ma's Madhouse. I'm so stoked to start this project. It has been something that me and my significant other have been considering since we purchased our home in February of last year. And we both just have the time really to actually attempt to document it and put it out there. The world and the economy is nuts. So I'm actually in the mortgage industry. I've been in mortgage for the last 10 years. I was laid off at the end of June just due to the housing market, and I still can't find work within my own industry. And that it's like that a lot of places right now when milk is $5 a gallon. And we wanted to throw out there kind of what it looks like to self-renovate your home. Now, I will give the disclaimer that this is neither him nor I's first rodeo in doing a project like this. I purchased my first home in 2016 and ended up doing a full renovation from builder grade up to not builder grade over the 6 years that I lived in that house. We were fortunate enough to be able to sell that property for a very, very good profit last year, and that was what gave us the down payment to be able to get into our dream property here. And so little will take care of like basic money stuff. We purchased this house. It's a 2,800 square foot house. It sits on about 13 acres in the greater Nashville area. We're about an hour outside of Nashville City Center. So we purchased this for $490,000. Now, there's a reason that might seem like a lot of money, but specifically for a house this size with the land it sits on in this area, it is a very, very, very rare find to come by. So the reason that we got this house for the deal that we got it for is because it has not been updated since 1985 when it was built. Furthermore, we have roughly, and I'll show you later when we do our tour, about 1,000 linear feet of retaining wall that is at a critical failure on this property. We were comfortable getting it because we would rather pay less for something that we can make our own than pay $800,000 for a turnkey house that did not have quality work done to it, and the finishes and the fixtures and the construction itself starts to fall apart within a 12-month period. You can have a different opinion, that's fine, but I believe that old houses are more structurally integrous than new houses. So we would much rather have something that was older that we wanted to fix up and turn into our forever home. So yeah, and that's kind of how we landed here. So, like any 90s kid, I wanted to do a cribs episode. So, my name's Melissa, and this is my crib. Welcome to my crib, guys. Let's go. Starting off, we have this oak brick entryway. So long term, and if someone ends up watching this video or you have someone, so I want to eventually turn this entire wall into a graffiti piece. I'm thinking Marvin the Martian, something Martian inspired. Don't hold me to that though. I like a lot of weird pop culture stuff and I love graffiti. We have literally this whole brick face, that whole brick face, and then even like down the entire side of our driveway, we have these huge exposed slabs of rock And I don't know, but I would love at some point in time to have some really, really cool art pieces on this. And then we go up our staircase to this dope front door put in 1985 with 10 layers of paint over it rather than replacing them, because that makes sense. And we come in, and nice guys. This is a moose, and he's a good guy, and you'll meet all of his siblings in a minute. White one's Pig, Beagle is Willie Nelson. And then you've met Moose, and then there's an instigator in the basement who you'll meet in a minute, and her name is Maggie. The entryway, and this room is not horrendous. So we have not painted it. We have super, super tall ceilings in here that go all the way up to the ceiling. And then we have a split plan house. So we have the staircase that leads up to the main level, and then we have the secondary staircase that leads down to the finished basement, which is where my mother lives. We're gonna go up first. And this is another really, really cool feature. I'm gonna flip my phone around and show you in a second. But so we have another brick wall that's in our house. That's the backside of the wood burning stove / fireplace that's on the other side of this. And same thing, I would love at some point in time to be able to do a graffiti mural on this in the house. The living room, we've already painted. We've already done the majority of stuff in here because we had to live in here. So when we came in, I'll try and find, I'll put myself to the side, some before pictures and throw them up over here. Either that or I'll do it on a B-roll and just throw them up over me talking. And so this is what it looked like before. We went ahead and painted. The issue that I have with this house is that every single color that I put in it becomes blue. That's been a big backup. So if you can see in this light, the wall behind me looks gray, which is what color it actually is supposed to be, as a gray wall. And then when I flip this way, the color behind me is the exact same color, also back there in that room. And visually, I guess to me it doesn't pick up on camera, but in here it looks blue. So we have the typical 1980s dark wood everywhere. It was very, very dark when we moved in. The walls were brown. There was just no contrast. So we have since updated this room in particular. We just haven't bought furniture for it. And then we kind of lead over here into the dining room. Now we do have a separate dining room, which is awesome. You can see all of like the antique glass from the 80s, that weird gold and like tan glass with the stars in it. It's pretty. It's just not my style in any way, shape, or form. And then off the dining room and the living room both, you can see that there's a second set of doors right there. We come out onto what sold me on the house, which is the deck and the view. So I will flip it around. So all of what you see behind me is our property, that lower field is, and then on the other side of the fence we have the absolute best neighbors ever. We have this, they're in their 70s, they keep bees. She's a national potter, he's an ex-ultra marathon runner who's a surveyor. Just this awesome, awesome old couple, and they have a bunch of horses. We call them adopted animals. So they've got ducks, chickens, horses, all of that stuff, and we are in our first year of being out here with this much land, and we are still trying to figure everything out. So we don't have any of that stuff yet. Hopefully by next year or later on in 2023, we're hoping to bring in some farm animals, but I needed to fix the house first, and I can only do so many tasks at once. Then when we come around this side, because the porch wraps, we are back, and you can see there is the driveway that we came in on. This, like I said, is what sold me on the house. I'll see if you can see the view all the way around. So pretty. I love this place. I'm originally from Southern Florida, and my significant other is originally from Southern California. He's from San Diego, and we both met here though, which is the craziest thing. Like, both of us moved to Middle Tennessee in 2010, and then we ended up meeting in 2019. And so we both just loved it here. We both had the ability to move back to our respective areas, and if you would have asked either one of us when we were 10, 15 years old if we ever thought that we would be living in an ultra rural area of Middle Tennessee, we would have told you that you were crazy. Alas, here we are. Coming in, you will see the main project that I have been in the middle of for the last couple of weeks, and that is renovating the kitchen. So that will probably be one of the first videos that you guys get from me. It's just going to be how I refinish these cabinets. I'm gonna go ahead and show you a before and after so you can kind of see. So behind me, this is the before. This is what is original to the house. So all of these cabinets are custom built cabinets. They planed them, which means cut the wood down into boards from trees. They planed the wood here on site off of trees that were on this property. And you can see down there, this is the original hardwood that was on everything, was this brassy color. So I have already done one side of the kitchen and it is finished, and I'll go ahead and walk over here to show you what it looks like. And this is the finished product. So this is the exact cabinetry, everything that I just showed you. That dark brown wood. I did not replace anything. I did not pull anything out. I had a professional company come out and quote me on what it was going to cost to redo all of the cabinetry in the kitchen, because I do have a lot of cabinetry. I think I have 27 total between uppers and lowers in my kitchen, and it was going to cost, their estimate was going to be almost $60,000 to redo everything. Yeah, and I didn't have $60,000 that I wanted to put towards that. So I ended up painting these guys, because I didn't realize, like, if you go to a hardware store, like a major store, Lowe's, Home Depot, something like that, a single hinge is like $3. And you have to put 2 of those on every single door. So when I did the math, it was gonna be almost $600 alone, and not just for the kitchen, because it's the same cabinetry throughout the whole house and I'm trying to make it uniform. But $600, almost $1,000 just for this. And so I ended up taking the old hardware, getting silver spray paint, and all of these are the original hinges that were on the cabinet. The only thing that I replaced was the actual handle knob. So the rest in my, because all of the stuff from over there is in these, I will show you my cabinets when they are pretty and organized at the end. But this is gonna be the first thing that we go over, is definitely the cabinets, because I'm finishing in here first. We have some paint samples up here on the wall. This is gonna end up being the main color for the walls in here, which is the super, super dark eggplant purple. And then it's hard to see on camera, but this is actually a pearlized rose gold. It's a really, really pretty metallic pink when the light hits it. And then this is going to be what ends up going into the back of all of the cabinets, because this is drywall. And that's been my headache for a while. Going in to wallpaper misery room 1, we are in the laundry room. So this will be the room probably that when I'm done with the kitchen and when we're done with the catastrophe that occurred on New Year's downstairs, this will be the next room that I go to. So from there, we have a long hallway, and when we go in here, you can see that half of it is a coat closet, and everyone needs their Rugrats windbreaker if you're sleeping on the finster. So good, so good. I love that jacket so much. And then the other half of the closet is a towel rack. So, or just shelving in general. So I don't know what we're gonna do with that. I don't like the bifold doors. I haven't really figured that part out yet. So this is the first bathroom that is off the hall, the first bathroom of the house. The house has a total of 3 baths and technically 3 bedrooms, but we're in the process of putting in a 4th right now. Bonus room downstairs, like a den area in the finished basement, and then we have the living room up here that you've already seen. So this is my son's bathroom. I have an 11-year-old little boy, but this is his bathroom. However, this is currently the bathroom that me and my significant other are using as well, because you will see in a moment that ours is broken. Our entire bathroom almost is out of commission, because that's just something that happens when you live in an older home sometimes. I mean, it's not in bad shape, it's just not a contemporary style. And that's something to always consider, and that I encourage you to consider when you're looking to buy a house, is ask yourself, even if it's not your style, is it livable? And there was nothing livably wrong with this house. It just was outdated. And I can live with dark cabinets and old, you know, laminate countertops and everything. Like, I can deal with all of this knowing that I'm not in an uncomfortable financial situation and having a mortgage payment that's outside of my means just because I want something pretty to look at. I can make this pretty. I can make these cabinets look exactly like the cabinets in my kitchen for like $100 versus paying someone exponentially more than that. for a turnkey home that has it in it already. So 2 cents, my 2 cents. So down that same hallway, we're gonna go into 3 bedrooms. So we have to the right side down the hallway, my son's bedroom and our guest room, and then on the left side's the master, but we're gonna head this way first. So walking in to Bradley's room, we have a really good sized room. This was the very first room that we did anything to when we moved in. I will see if I can find a picture of what it looked like before and post it up for everyone to see. Very yellow, very flower, no more flower border across the entire top edge. And then he has a super, super awesome view of outside. The 2 guest rooms have the best view in the whole house. And then we go back out, and this was the only turnkey room in the house when we moved in, and we're gonna come in here, and it had a really, really good color to it and everything. The only thing that we kept out of this whole room was that, and that will be the only wallpaper in this entire house that gets left, because I think it's hilarious, and it's just tucked away behind this nice casual closet. No one will ever know that it's there. This is the best $15 that I have ever spent in my life, is what this is. So the day that I got laid off, we were at the mall and they had this life-size cutout of Joe Exotic for $15 at FYE. And it's still to this day the best $15 I've ever spent in my life. We'll see you later, Joe. Going into the master. If you have dogs, you know that it's impossible to keep your bed nice and flat. We've painted in here, but that is all that we've done. The room itself in here and the closet are absolutely wonderful. It is solely this bathroom that is the bane of existence. First off, this sink will not drain. We've done numerous things to it. It got clogged so bad that the water took like multiple days to drain out of it, which is why I'm cleaning it right now. I'm trying to get all of the residue off of it. Moving on to the smallest master bath shower in existence. It does have a bench. I mean, this was top notch for the period that this house was built. This was high end $485. It just doesn't work anymore. In fact, I have something crazy to show you if we come over here. So this is the shower head that was up there. And when Robert was taking a shower, he went to adjust the head, and this was so corroded. It's absolute, please ignore my disgusting sink, but it was so corroded. This is the thread of the pipe. And it ate the thread. Well, it didn't eat it, but it basically corroded the thread to the point that it unwound itself from the wall. Craziest thing. I've never seen anything like this, but this is why our bathroom is out of commission currently. So, but for the time being, we're gonna mosey back out here, and now I'm gonna take you all downstairs. Let's go. Okay guys, so we're at the base of the stairs. This is officially in the finished basement that I said was at the bottom of the staircase. Up there is the front door and the main entryway that we came in through. And you can see below me that we are actually on concrete right now. And that is because our fun thing that happened New Year's Day was that the bathroom that is down here, our septic system completely overflowed and backed up and flooded our finished basement. So we had a crappy start to the new year, but it can only go up from here is the way that I look at it. And as you're about to see, go Titans. The basement needed a lot of work, so it's a blessing in disguise. Insurance now gets to pay for the remodel opposed to us having to pay for it out of pocket, but at the same time we were not in the frame of mind to anticipate this large of a renovation in the middle of our lives right now. But sometimes we don't get to choose those things. So I will flip the phone over and I will show you kind of what we're thinking and where we're going with it, and yeah. So I don't think that you all are ready for this, but you saw wallpaper room of doom number 1, but are you ready for Ivy with seashells. No, you're not. And I can't make it up. I literally cannot make it up. It is seashells and ivy, where that's even found. And it's everywhere, guys. It's bad. So this is the worst of the worst, and I hope that this haunts your dreams like it does mine. So there is where all of the poop came out of and flooded down onto all of this, and then ended up coming all the way out here. We've already cleaned everything with bleach, like beyond sanitized. It was approved by our insurance company and everything, so that's why there were like things in here. But then all of the poop flooded underneath all of the hardwoods that were out here. So we had bamboo that matched the upstairs and the same wood that's on that staircase here. And the entire thing you would squish down, you would put your foot down on it, and poop water would just come up from underneath it. Not the funnest experience in the world, so we've already pulled that up so we could get it dry, and then it seeped into the carpet that's over here. So, are you prepared for blue carpet to match your Titans themed basement? Go Tennessee Titans. I am not a sports fan in any way, shape, or form. This was the other blessing. I was gonna have to definitely remove all of this wallpaper at some point in time, like I would upstairs, and instead we get to replace all of it. And so we are starting the renovation. We just got the funds and everything to start down here yesterday. And hopefully we can start that documentation of down here and all of the fun things pretty soon. So that's the other mystery dog that I said that you would meet at some point in time. This is Maggie, and Maggie is my mother's dog. And then this leads out when we come through this door onto a lower enclosed little porch area that sits under the one that we walked on upstairs. And this is like my mom's little deck. That's a sup pump from where we had to pump out all of the poop water. And then we can walk around here and we come out to the main portion of the property. So super awesome. We have a really dope shed that's back here. That's definitely more so my significant other's workshop than it is mine. And then we have the 2-car garage that's off the other side. So as far as our property boundaries go, we own from the back corner back there through all of the lower field, down the fence line to the front corner, and then over, and then the creme de la creme all the way up. And I'm sorry if you can hear the wind. But this is a great time of year because during summer you can't see it, but way up there. It looks so close, but I promise you that is quite a hike. We own to the very top of that mountain that's behind our hill. So this terrace section up there is where we have the best view of the valley from. That's also my significant other's shooting range. So if you're wondering what those targets are up there, this is where he shoots. And then this is the main backyard. There is the deck that we were on earlier, and then this is the other half of the house, the outside patio. So we already have electric ran for a hot tub. That's hopefully something that is also coming in 2023. And then we have a nice stoned area for entertaining. And again, a needy moosey guy. And yeah, guys, that's it. That is the tour of the tours. And I just want to thank you so much for hanging out with me on my very first YouTube video. We're going to have a lot of stuff. We're going to have house repairs. We're going to be doing get ready with me's. I've got cooking stuff. I've got budgeting. I have life experience stories to share. I'm a good storyteller and I like people. So sound off down below if you enjoyed this. And until next time, I hope that you have a good one. Bye, guys.